What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing us another video. Today I'm bringing us a video on episodes 22 and 23 of Kamen Rider Geo. Episode 22 is Geo's Strongest 2019, and this episode was pretty good. It continued with the previous episode, which focused on the Kamen Rider Ryoki tribute, which was focused on Kamen Rider Ryoga. And the thing is that we end up seeing him going to the mirror world again. He has to talk to his mirror self and discuss the future of what might happen to him and dealing with Oma Geo. We do see fighting against Kamen Rider Ryoga again, and we do eventually see him, there's these thoughts and beliefs having to do with, White Woes realizing that it has to do with him gaining certain abilities and all that, and him and Gaze having certain visions of him using the Zeo2 form. And eventually we do end up seeing in the end of this episode that there is a confrontation between another Ryoga and Kamen Rider Geo using Kamen Rider Geo 2's form, and we do get to see that whole battle occur, which looks very cool. I do like the weapon that he uses, and just in general, it was a decent episode. This episode I didn't watch as much because I didn't think it was as interesting overall, but I am grateful to see Zeo 2. Zeo 2 had some really great music in it, some really cool fight scenes, and it was great to finally see what Zeo 2 looked like in general. Episode 23, though, was really cool. It had him dreaming again, but this time dreaming in the year 2121. So that's quite some time in the future. It's called It's Kakai 2121. And let's just say this much right now. It was pretty cool. We got to see Kakai, which the character's name is Rento. He has like this kind of jean jacket look to him, and his transformation device pieces are like a screwdriver and I forget what the other part of it was. It was some other kind of tool, but they look cool together, and it was just really neat to see that combination used. He also gains his powers from like a satellite dish that gives him produces like a laser power into him that gives him the strength, and we get to see the another rider, Kakai, which he's really cool. We get to see Kamen Rider Woes again, and we get to see Gaze. And the thing is that they end up learning that like his Gaze, Sugo's power is getting stronger and stronger because he's able to see further into the future, and the data is non-existent for White Woes, which means that like clearly he's way ahead of even what White Woes knows, which means that like his power is just gonna get stronger. And so what happens is that like he ends up having to try to Gaze ends up trying to convince Sugo to fall asleep and everything, and he keeps having more dreams and more visions of Rentaro. And what happens is that there's continuing battles going on, and eventually at one point we end up seeing that White Woes and Gaze end up fighting against him. They actually use White Woes uses the Shinobi form, and Gaze uses the Kamen Rider Ghost armor, which is really cool. And we do get to see Geo use Geo 2's form to defeat Kamen Rider another rider, Kakai, but obviously he's not defeated entirely. So what happens is that Schwartz appears, and Schwartz actually puts the ride watch into onto Wool, and what happens is that Wool ends up becoming another rider, Kakai, which is interesting to see that Wool ends up gaining that, and things continue from there. Now, as far as things go with episode 24 just came out this weekend, so I haven't actually gotten the chance to see it yet, but I will very soon. And that one's going to be pretty interesting because 24, what it's supposed to do is that it's supposed to actually it's supposed to finally showcase, obviously, a couple of things. For starters, what it will do is that it will have it where it will have Geo, Gaze, and Woes fighting against another Kakai, which will be very cool. We should also end up seeing the Kamen Rider Woes featuring Kakai, which will be very cool to see. And just in general, I'm looking forward to that one a lot. Episode 25 I've already seen pictures of, and it looks to be pretty cool because it's going to have another Geo. And another Geo, if you're curious, is supposed to... that episode is going to be really cool because it's going to have a lot of previous another riders returning, and so he's going to have to take on multiple forms. Like, he's going to have to do, I think they showed off Gaiam, Build, Xaid, Fies, I think there was maybe Wizard. Like, there was a whole bunch, and then that were shown off that are going to return for that episode. So that'd be very cool to see, and I'm looking forward to that, and also seeing how another Geo will go up against Geo. And also, will he be cool? Will he be a liked character? Because again, Geo in general has been like a mixed character. I know that this review is actually relatively short just because I didn't really find these last two episodes to be the most exciting ones, although its Kakai actually was really cool. I like that one a bunch. But in general, I'm just hoping for things to get more exciting. Next month, March in general, is supposed to actually have a lot of really cool things happening. Like, episode 24 also shows us the MirRide Watch, which is this device that will allow Kamen Rider Gaze to actually take on the form of Gaze Revive finally, which is like an hourglass device that actually is the combination of Kakai, Shinobi, and why am I forgetting the last one? Kakai, Shinobi, and Quiz. Sorry, I couldn't remember. Quiz. The three of them combined together to form this MirRide Watch, and that gives him his more powerful form, which I'm looking forward to seeing that form. And I can't wait to see him fighting alongside Zeo2 and just seeing the combination of their strength, and seeing also whether or not Woes will get another form. We also know, this is confirmed, that White Woes will finally turn into a Kamen Rider this month. That's confirmed. It's been not White Woes. Black Woes will finally become a Kamen Rider this month, which is really important because that will be interesting to see what that means, because whether or not that will lead to Kamen Rider White Woes being destroyed and then Black Woes taking over, or will the two of them coexist, or how will that whole thing work? We don't really know. We do see that Kamen Rider Black Woes actually does use the Beyond Driver, so we know for a fact that it has to be that either he's destroyed or he gives up his Beyond Driver on White Woes so that Black Woes gains it, but we don't know the whole story yet. So I'll be interested to learn more about that whole thing and what that will lead to, and just in general to see where the plot goes from here, because in general, Zeo has been good at times and then boring at other times. That's part of the reason why I haven't been doing as much with this. But again, also this weekend will be very exciting because Power Rangers Beast Morphers coming out and a couple other things are happening. So I'm just kind of playing a little bit of catch up for a whole bunch of different shows. If you haven't been following me, I've been doing a lot of different things. A bunch of stuff has been around Toy Fair, and I actually just went to Toy Fair myself, so I got to see a lot of cool stuff in person, which was very exciting. So otherwise, that's about it for me, guys. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to know your thoughts about these past two episodes. Again, I know this video was very short. I didn't really talk too much about it because I didn't feel like there was too much to really talk about this time, and I was kind of just trying to finish this up so that I can get it out. But next time I'm doing reviews for Geo, there'll be much more detail and a lot more to talk about. I'm also just trying to make sure I cover as much information as I can about things that are coming up, because there's a lot of stuff occurring, and really the main thing that's been preventing me from posting as much has been because I'm busy, and also because I'm waiting for Beast Morphers. Really, Beast Morphers was like the main thing that I was waiting for, and now it's gonna push me more to actually keep reviewing everything. And also I'm looking forward to Real Soldier. Those are the two main things, Real Soldier and Beast Morphers right now. Don't get me wrong, Kamen Rider, I'm looking forward to it, but it's definitely not like the top priority. And just in general, like Loopat was becoming a little less interesting to me at the time, even though at the end it actually got really good. So just keep that in mind, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai 71, and goodbye, guys.